Siyabingelela ubingelelo Babu Dokotela Babu Isizwe Babu Jabulile. Sisethekwini asikho eGoli, sisethekwini sisemgaqweni ekuthiwa uQueen Street and Albert Street. Uma nje cut it short sikunumber 30 Albert Street, ebuilding ekuthiwa iNedbank House Building, sise 19th floor, room 1904 to 1905. Sihleli edark room endlini emnyama, studio 1. Siyabingelela.
Greetings, Babu Dokotela and the viewers at home. Welcome, everyone. Our topic for today is a debt collector, but as usual, you always want to benefit from your depth of knowledge. The first question might not relate to the debt collection as our topic today. But, let us empower our communities. There is this narrative that we see on TV, on radio, on paper. Even our former president, Jacob Zuma, was doing it. This idea of many wives. Do these people truly love these women, or is patriarchy? What is happening in our society? Can you take us through, Dokotela?
Beautiful. There is this thing that you still claim as a man, that you are growing the mainstream of your family. But the problem is, how much have you got in your bank account? This thing that you just said to us, that you love your wife, you don't want your wife to have another partner, but we are still insisting that you need to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wives. The thing we have to know that the time that we are facing now, it is not the same period that our grandparents were dwelling on. Yes. Now we are facing the ratio of 1 rand over 18 rand sometimes. Petrol, it is almost 25 rand by tomorrow. And then let's come to the senses that at this time, since you failed matric, since you pass your diploma and you're still a group of unemployed citizens in South Africa, you've just been dismissed by a huge company in South Africa, and you're still struggling with this one wife because of the fact that you will be rewarded with 750,000 since you worked for 35 years. Now you are planning to take your wife, a second wife, a third wife. This thing alone of 1 wife, 2 wife, 3 wife, it is a combination or a cocktail of mainstream poverty in South Africa. When you want to bail out from the group of those people who are streaming, marathoning to hit the line of poverty, you're supposed to eject yourself. What I mean by eject yourself, degroup yourself, come out from those people who are still thinking about having a second, a third wife. It shows that you are a real manhood. How to prove that you are real manhood? Take your children to school. Educate your baby girl. Just enrich your children. Those children, if you are made to be expanding your family, they will have better family compared to you. And then what I'm saying to Africans now, we have to think otherwise. Our competitors who are non-Africans, and in South Africa as a whole, in Africa as a whole, in Nigeria, there's a man seated there in his big houses. He only got 1 wife. In South Africa, a man that we respect a lot, Babu Motsepe, he still got 1 wife. Yes. And then let's see the challenge. Let's see the challenge whereby we have to learn from the leaders. You cannot be mentored by a person who follows the leaders. If a person follows the leaders, he cannot maintain you. If we are running Comrade Marathon from here to Maritzburg, you cannot train me how to win Comrade Marathon since you were always the last person to reach the belt. Thereafter, we only learn from the people who leads. And when you lead, you must show us something precious that you have achieved since you were calling yourself a leader. That what distract our wealth, that what distract us in ministries, because even in ministries now, we see the men of God, people who were trusted in the pulpit. Now they're taking more than 1 wife. And then, especially to us as Izinyanga or Izangoma, we highly appreciate to take more than 1 wife, but we insist, or we use a covenant lie. And let me repeat, we use a covenant lie that Idlozi want a second wife. My brother has died. Idlozi said, I must join my brother's wife so that I can cover the family as well. But the problem is, if your brother has died while he was doing chemical engineering in Wits, why your brother, as Idlozi, does not insist that continue at varsity with his studies? Because your brother has died serving 25 years in prison, he was only in prison for 7 years. Why Idlozi or Itongo does not pursue you to continue to finish the sentence? Which means this thing of having one wife, we're only entertaining what is behind our zip. That's all. Babu Dokotela, Babu says, Babu Chabule. Siyabonga.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for touching that topic. Because, many people, in fact, there are different perspectives. Some will say polygamy is not about men satisfying their sexual egos or sexual urges. It's about every woman getting a husband. So I'm happy that we have started the job, because at the end of the day, we need to take care of this. We need to feed them, because once you start producing kids, they must benefit from all the social benefit that they deserve. Thank you very much, Doctor.
Thank you very much. To add one sentence on that, in Afghanistan, in Iran, in Iraq, in Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, a man is allowed to take up to 4 to 5 women, but they are still single women. They are still, because the equation does not allow. The ratio is too high. And then we are 1/7 according to the population ratio, which means one man is equal to 7 women. There is no one. You'll always find a single woman. There is no way that we can serve everybody.
We will never afford. Thank you very much. Now, let us touch with this deep one now. Biblically, there are many heavens. Even in the Bible, some Bible versions said God created heavens, not heaven, but heavens and earth. But I want us to touch with this Zebu heaven today. Can you please take us through?
The Bible do explain that God has created heavens and one earth. That's a problem about earth and one earth. We got people who literally believe in angelic, and we got people who believes in demonic, and some people they even chant for demons to come and help them. Some people they chant for angels to come and help them. Some people they even dream of being in heaven. We are situated in a situation whereby facing people in our ministry, in our pulpit, people that have got bold chest to stand up and declare and decree that they have seen the eyes of the Lord. They have seen the throne of the Most High God. There is nothing wrong about that. Each and every heaven, there are 7 heavens. I'm not explaining 7 heavens, but each and every heaven belongs to God. As long as you have seen heaven, that's all. Heaven number 1 that you see is a dark sky, where with stars. That is heaven number 1. You can always see it. Okay, let's talk about people who are claiming that they have seen the throne of God. They have seen God. There is heaven number 5, of which is very popular. It is very important for people who have suffered what is called near-death experience. Someone had a car accident, gunshot wounds. Someone has tried to commit suicide. And that person has been in coma for like a month or so. That person will come with those testimonials that, hey, Babu Dokotela, what I've seen with my eyes, I'm not repenting, I'm not going back. I have seen the eyes of my Lord. And I was taken to the realm of the heavens, and I've seen the angels. Okay, what you have seen the angels, have seen the throne, but it's not a throne, it is thrones. It's just that they are vast apart. Within the eyes of you as a human being, you only see one throne, but there are multiple thrones in that particular heaven. That heaven we call heaven number 5. The name of that heaven is called Zebu heaven. Zebu heaven, it has 2 heavenly princes. Let me repeat, it has 2 heavenly princes. Those princes, prince number 1, it is an angel itself. That angel, let me say this before you start to pray. That heaven itself, it is so holy in a sense that even the angels that are there, they give glory to God. Let me repeat this. The thrones that you'll be seated, seeing the angels seated, dwelling on the throne, those thrones, they are shining 7 times brighter than anything that you ever come across. Even the sun, we call it very bright on earth. But those thrones, they are shining brighter than that. That is whereby when angels look at those thrones, they bow down and give glory to the Most High God, not to the one who seated on the throne. Because the one who seated on the throne is called, it is a Lord angel. Lord angel. In that particular heaven, all those angels that you'll be seeing there, they are faceless because their face is covered with the grace of God, so that you can not able to identify them. What you see, it is a crown. Let me repeat this to you so that you'll understand. What I'm wearing here, it's not a crown. It's more likely a crown, but their crown is not touched or attached. It is flowing like this. It's not touching the skull, it is flowing because it's only giving the grace to God. Yes. Only God may wear a crown, but the angels, their crown are buoyant, they are floating above their heads. Those angels are called Lord's angels. When you come across those angels, we are not seeing the Most High God.
It's a divine revelation.
It is a divine revelation, but at heaven number 5. Yes. But what I just said to you, there is an angel there. His name is Zebu. But he's a prince of the heaven. His name is Zebu. He gives light in the realm of that heaven. There is no sun, but it is so bright. No one can get missing. It is so bright because of that angel. But at night, there is one angel that dims the heaven. The name of that angel is called Sabbath. Sabbath to us, it is a moon.
Sabbath, not the seventh day.
No, not the seventh. The name of that angel it gives darkness at that particular realm of the heaven. Okay. But our Sabbath is we call moon. To them, moon is an angel on its own. But at daytime, our Zebu called sun. But to them, that sun that you see on earth is an angel. And then God will reveal this to you. You as a man of God, woman of the power, you'll be situated in a pulpit with a high revelation, because just now God will take you out and prove what I just said. I have talked about the angel that is brighter than a sun. It's called Zebu. The whole planet or the whole heavenly realm is called Zebu because of that angel that gives light to the heaven. But you are not there as yet, because above heaven number 5, there is called another heaven called heaven number 6. There are guardian angels there. I'm not talking about that. But today, I want to give you an illustration and understanding that what we have seen, you were not there. Reason why you cannot come back from heaven number 7, it is because of the powerful worship. That worship alone, it will leave your stomach weak. You cannot tolerate to come back. You rather be killed. Okay, once you reach the presence of your Father, you can ask angel to slaughter you instead of going back, because you cannot miss this worship anymore, because it is incomparable
to anything on earth.
There's nothing that, if in your brain is not capable of ascertaining that, of catching that, then anyone who comes with that evidence, a testimony, no, he hasn't reached that level. He hasn't reached that level. Babu Dokotela, please.
Thank you very much, Doc, for that spiritual empowerment. I call it a spiritual empowerment because everywhere we go, we are trying to navigate our spirituality. While we are there, Doc, June 16 is fast approaching, my brother. The thing is, the rate at which we are traveling with our social struggles is painfully slow. Let's get to business now. Put spirituality aside and people will pray wherever they are. Now let's talk about Isizwe Sakangwane.
On the 16th of June, I'm taking a radical and bold decision.
Sure.
That we got people who are in ministry, but it's their third eye is blocked. Their third eye is not functioning. Let's talk about the third eye. What is the third eye? People, they always lie on YouTube. They open rubbish here. They said when you touch here, you touch your third eye. They touch you here. They said you are opening your third eye. Come in an altar call. They said I must open your third eye. Open. And then you literally fall. But the third eye still don't open. That's all rubbish. Babu Dokotela is not talking about that. When you talk about the third eye, I want you to, because you have learned person, we're talking about the pineal gland. Let me repeat. It is a pineal gland. You can always Google it. It's a pineal gland. It was supposed to be an eye on its own, but it is a gland that you use. You activate that gland. Or if your spirit it is too weak, you have committed so many things that are polluting your spirit, and your third eye becomes hard. and your third eye is supposed to be spongy like so that it can radiate revelation. You can see things before they happen. But on the June 16, I'm coming across with you. I want you to open your third eye to a highest degree. Yeah, I'm talking about people who pray in the fact that they want to open their third eye. They've been faked and they've been scammed a lot. But you will come across me as Babu Dokotela. I'm saying after this June 16, I'll come with a substance that will literally open your third eye. I'm talking to someone who's a pastor. I'm talking to someone who's in ministry. What I mean by third eye, I want you to call people's name. I want you to know what they've ate last night. I want you to tell a person why the person is suffering from cardiac deficiency syndrome, isifo or heart disease. Yes. You need to know why the person has suffered oozospermia. Why can't you have children if you are married partners? Because of your oozospermia, you need to know spiritually. And the third eye should be able to identify who is failing to bring child within that marriage. Is it the father or is it the mother? You need to know why your fibroids are not getting eliminated. What kind of spirit is in your womb that is breeding fibroids so that you cannot fall pregnant? That is why I need to help pastors so that when someone comes on one-on-one to you, you cannot fake a person. You need to tell a person not something that you've been told by a friend or his friend, but this third eye should be able to screen and tell you things that has happened to that person. Siyabonga.
Now, if I may ask Babu Dokotela, some people can say, I am a pastor by calling, but I'm not leading any church. So where do you put those people? Can they come? Or you need people who are already in leadership positions, who are leading organizations?
Beautiful. It's a good question, but I was not expecting. It's just that these questions are not rehearsed prior. Yes. Here we are talking about people who've been given ministerial job by God. People who's got flock of angels that are bringing people to their church, yes, but their third eye is dimmed. I need someone who's already functioning. I don't need someone who's still walking on a grass. If you're on a grass, follow the ministry, because the woman and the man of God is about to mentor you spiritually so that you be given a task that you have to go and build the body of Christ. Mm-hmm. If you're still alone, there's no way that you can work alone. Goliath was not working alone, the enemy of the Most High God. Even though that he has so much power, but Goliath was not working alone. How come you're facing an enemy alone? Because the enemy comes with legions. Yes. Babu Dokotela says, Babu Chaplet.
Thank you very much, Doc. But Doctor, it's traditional that in any business, when you go for a service, the service provider expects you to put something on the table for that service. If I may ask for someone who is listening, maybe from Limpopo, from Johannesburg, from Northwest, who wants to come and get the service, is there any fee that they have to pay, or it's negotiable on the table?
These things, when you come across, some people, they don't have money, but they sacrifice. Yes. When it comes to these things, we sacrifice something for something. Because some people, they bring their cars in order to tap to this knowledge that I'll be imparting to them how to open your third eye. Because if I say, bring me 10 rand, bring me 20 rand, and I'll do this, meaning that I'm just a salesman, I'm a rep, I'm just pushing the product, I'm just putting product. But I want you to come with a human sense understanding. What I am imparting to you is something that will never be returned to anyone. You'll be unique on your own. That is why when we do this kind of initiative, we need to know which day, not which date, which day were you born, so that when you align you, we must know which day. Some people were born on Tuesday, some people were born on Wednesday, and we understand why people who were born on Friday, they've got so much difficulties in their lives. We understand that. We understand why people who were born on Sunday, everything flourishes to them, but it doesn't come to them. It's because it's the first day of the week. Everything is weak. Everything is supposed to run smooth. But on Friday, there is a powerful demon called Frida. That demon Frida is a cause of prostitution, is a cause of accident. You can go to any mortuary. They will tell you that on Friday, there are more people dying compared to any other day. That is why people who were born on Friday, they are struggling so much. Babu Dokotela says, when you come, they want this thing to open the third eye, bring something serious. like something serious. We know what is serious. We have to sacrifice something serious for this knowledge that you'll be tapping to. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Our next question is about the state of crime in South Africa. People's cars are getting hijacked in their hands. And today's thief says they don't want to take their car whilst in the parking because there's normally no keys. They attack you on the stop streets, on the robot. That's where they attack you. So how can we help our people? This thing is so painful. And it's a pandemic on its own, another pandemic on top of the pandemic. How can we help our people about anti-hijacking?
Let's talk about cars that are fitted with VVT engines. Are number 1A in the list. If you're driving a car that has a VVT engine, it's number 1A. If you are driving a Legion 50 with Quantum, you know that Quantum needs your diff. That Quantum needs your gearbox, not an engine. Gearbox and diff, they need Quantums. And when you are driving a VVT engine, we are driving Legion 50. They still Legion 50 like you cannot compare. We're driving Toyota Fortuna, and then they need it. It's like it is free. And there's no way that you can resist it because they'll knock in your door and ask for your child to bring the key. That's all. Failing to do that, they'll shoot your child twice between the eyes. Simple as that. Till you surrender that key. If you traveled and you find that at home in your parking space, your car was there, but it's not there, that is where I intervene me there. I will surprise you. Wherever the car is, it will come rolling. They will come screaming. Because they cannot eat the car, they have to bring the car. Car is not like food, like a cow that disappears. No. You steal a car for intention to eat it, but not a car. A car, we have to bring it back. Even it's scrapped like that, you have to bring it back. Because what the powers that will apply, it is level 3. There's no way that you can resist it. There is no way that you can resist it. It will come back. But we urge people, they don't have to wait for the accident to happen. We have to devise the accident not to happen to you. When you park your car, like I've got 15 cars. Since 2006, I never lose even one car because there is no way you can take the chance. I will prove it to you. I will prove it to you. I will prove it to you. I'm not scaring you. Whoa. I will prove it to you. Number one, I'll stop your stool from going up, down, it'll go up. Immediately. I will prove it to you. You start to vomit start to vomit stool. I'll make sure that your stool becomes hard. It's better to vomit it. Then you have to bring the car. No, there's no time to joke. I'm not a pastor. Don't even try to steal any one of those cars. I drive Porsche not by mistake because I can afford to. When you try to steal it, I'll prove it to you. Babu Dokotela.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Now, back to our main topic, a debt collector.
Yes.
People are providing services out there. Some are paying briberies. When it comes to the service being provided, and the receiver of the bribe will tell you, no, I cannot provide that service anymore. The sinner that I'm reporting to has said the tender has been cancelled. So understand, Chief, your 100,000 rand is gone. Maybe there's another tender coming in June. And you want that money now because sometimes you stop other needs. Sometimes your kid needs to pay a school fee. And you said, no, let me take this money and pay this man 100,000 rand so that he give me the 2 million rand tender. And at the end of the day, he does not give you. He shows you middle finger. Something very painful to hotel. How can you help these victims? Because this thing is happening on a daily basis. As we speak, someone is crying out there. How can you help that person?
There is a widow who just collected money after the husband has passed away. And then plus or minus 1.2 million and took 250,000 trying to build a double-story house, and then paid a deposit to a constructor, and the constructor is not doing the service.
Exactly.
Because it's just a woman. For the fact that you are a woman figure, you're wearing a trouser, that doesn't make you a man. You're always a woman.
Yes.
And the man will tell you that you got nothing, you are hanging nothing under you. You are just a woman. There's nothing to do. I'll pay you once I've got the money. And stop nagging me. I've got a wife too.
Imagine.
And I did not kill your husband. Don't tell me that you're a widow. When you follow me, I'll show you something. Simple as that. And then I need to talk to those people who are so bold to manipulate the weak. They are so bold. They are powerful in tender entrepreneurship. They've got contract connections everywhere in Africa, not just out of everywhere in Africa. You just paid R1 million to that guy, and he gave you a tender, and you worked there for 30 days. You were not paid. When you put your invoice, your name is not there. Your name is not there. You are subcontracting to him, and he's not paying. He's not paying you. He's not paying you. He doesn't care, and he tells that just wait, my friend. Stop calling me. I'll call you. And then, if you're in a situation like that, R1 million is too much to disappear. Number one, that R1 million, there is no proof. It was not deposited into his account. It came with bags.
It was in a brown envelope.
No, it came with bag because R1 million needs like a
serious bag.
Yeah, serious bag. A travel bag. And then you cannot prove anything. He said, no, if you got a problem, take me to court. You cannot take someone to court with money that was carried in a bag. That is whereby Babu Dokotela started intervening. I ask you one thing. What do you want to happen to that person? You want that person to pay you, or you want this person to disappear in the society permanent? We are not killing a person. We make a person to disappear in the community for permanent. Simple as that. If he does not want to pay you, believe me, that person will pay you. That person will pay you in any circumstance or condition. That person will pay you. All I need his photo, and try to Google for his birthdays. Because these people are making mistakes. They steal people's money and they still celebrate their birthday, meaning that we know his date of birth. And that person will be subjected to pay you. Babu Dokotela.
Thank you very much, Dokotela. And while we are on that woman, a lot of evidence points to one direction. Sometimes you become a victim of these things because your altar is wrong. Some people have many altars in their homes. They worship this, that, and that, and that. So, in the case of altars, how can you help our people with your knowledge, Dokotela?
We got, in African diaspora, we got something called umsamo. Inyanga, they've got so-called isigodlo. Izangoma, they've got so-called indumba, and they just call it in different names. But at the end of the day, there are spirits that are dwelling over there. Number one, those spirits, they don't know you. They just don't know you. When you chant to them, they don't know you because you are not part of the covenant. Right. And then you have to join their covenant. But to join their covenant, to join the ancestral covenant of which we are not part of it, it requires you to do some sacrifice. That sacrifice, you are not going to bear the consequences thereafter. That is why we are saying to a person, do not force yourself into a covenant that you are not part of it. Okay, what is your surname? Your surname is Mhlongo. What is your four names? Isithakazelo saka Mhlongo, it's all a swear word, which means it is a covenant that you were not part of it. Yes. You were not part of it. And try to exalt yourself from that covenant and come clean and then say, Babu Dokotela, my altar is not right. And I don't see my altar helping me. Because since I am Cyril Mhlongo and I'm not no, I'm not part of that. I'm not part of that. You need to come clean so that we will raise you without affecting that altar or without activating that altar. I need those people who says, Babu Dokotela, I have tried most of the things. I came to realize that since my father and my mother were not married, I'm using my mother's surname. But I just came to conclusion that even my grandmother never got married, which means everything is entangled. Please pull me out from the altar and tell me what to do. A person like that does not need any altars.
Just realignment.
Yeah, just need a realignment, but a person has to consult. Because if you got altars like those, some people, they said, my mother is a colored, my father is a Tswana. Which altar are you using? But your mother was not married to the Tswana. And then which altar are you using? And that is why we start to pull people out from those altars and raise something new for them. Because some altars are not working for us at all. That is why I'm saying, if you have tried most of the things, we are in academia, but you are not working. You're working in mines, you are not doing well. And you're supposed to be a member of parliament. You work for the organization, and they start lying to you because of you are calling that altar at all times. Babu Dokotela.
Thank you very much. Well, this thing of organizing and losing conferences, once your faction loses a conference, you lose the deployment as well. Yeah, it's something very painful. Yeah, now let us expand on this one, because when people pay their fees, they expect some professional ethics from their traditional healers or nyanga. What can you say maybe to empower other people who are in this business of ubunyanga? Because we expect some ethics, we expect some professional behavior. What is the character of the person who is in this profession?
Sometimes you are in a condition whereby you are coming from Limpopo,
Yes.
To KZN, and you are looking for Babu Dokotela, that he claimed or he assumed that he's a Nyanga. When you start to come into my location, they don't know me. They know me as a good man who plays snook most of the time. I'm only a Nyanga on YouTube, but at home they don't know that. Some people, they even in ministry in South Africa, but even at home in Ghana, they're not known as pastors. They were tech drivers there. And then because of business in South Africa, they had no experience. They just were pushed into ministries. Exactly. And then I've got a proof whereby another mentor of mine from Ghana, he said some people in Ghana, they are practicing Islam. But here, because of vacancies in ministries, they find it easy to pull out, to become pastors this side. And then it comes to a Nyanga. When you are supposed to take your child to a traditional health practitioner, you are not expecting a child to come back in that dark room, short room, crying because what has happened. And the child to be terrified not to tell your father, this thing that you just tried, it will kill you. But the child has never been raped, but it's just been molested. And then the lifestyle, the character of a traditional health practitioner, it should be always raised very high, because literally God has made us little gods, meaning that people who come to us, they have trusted us.
With the powers vested.
Yes, they've trusted us, and even the knowledge they've trusted us, because not everybody is coming to give us money. Some people, they just come to honor us because they've got so much respect. But now you are going to meet that Nyanga, you find him in a tavern. You find him in a tavern, and then they said, no, can't you come tomorrow because I don't think that you can get it today. Why? His friends took him. A Nyanga with friends is not a Nyanga. A Nyanga with friends is not a Nyanga. Because as an attorney, we are not expecting you to drink with us, because you may able to make a mistake after consuming so much alcohol, start to talk about our cases to these people. Once you become an attorney, an admitted advocate, you have to treat yourself separate compared to any ordinary civilian. Not that you have to literally abandon us. No. When we call you here, we can always answer you. But when it comes to join us in our parties, we know that what we are consuming there, it may also pollute your mindset. And your level of thinking will start to be loose. Especially to us as Nyanga. Once we start to drink, we start to make stupid calls. We talk about people's name, because we are not conscious, we are not sober enough. I'm one of the Nyanga or traditional practitioners who refuse to drink alcohol, because my conscience has to be perfect at all times. All the time. Yes, at all times. I'm always conscious and very intelligent. It comes to practice of traditional health practitioners, because we are holding people's sickness. Members of parliaments, they come to us. Pastors, they come to us. Qualified doctors, they come to us, which means we are like a vault of secret, meaning that at all times we should not polluted by alcohol. If we are doing this kind of work, meaning that you are just a library of secret, and people, they trusted you, with their secret. I know people lying to other people that even umsholozo uzomuhamba la, uzomuhamba la, umbona nje uzomuhamba la. And then you see that person, if that person was conscious enough, why could he talk about the former head of state that he used to consult him? Does he understand that he's posing a risk to himself as well? Because he may be kidnapped and asked to call Zuma now to attend here for something that is emergency. If Zuma does not come, that guy will be reduced. He'll be neutralized himself. Stop talking about your clients. Your character must align yourself with your profession. Yeah, Babu Dokotela.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Now let us shoot straight to immediate needs. People always want to try their luck. There are casinos everywhere now. Even on my phone here, it's full of casinos. Yes, some are calling Beachways, Hollywood, this, that. And there are even new ones that you see. So now, how can we help these people? Because clearly, gambling has become an alternative way of accessing money. But most people are losing than getting money. I saw something about the casino belt when I was in that office. So now I'm tempted to ask you about this, Doctor. I'm not sure if you are prepared to talk about it, but I'm sure our viewers will be happy to hear about this casino belt because it can help our people cut the corners, you see.
It's a good thing, but people haven't studied about gambling ratios. The people, they have to align themselves with gambling ratios. We have to understand the kind of gaming that we are playing. How many chances have you got to win? Especially in horse racing. You only got 4% chances, 96% of losing. When you go to lottery, you only got 8% of winning. 8%, 92 chances of losing. And then you ask yourself, how will you separate yourself to that 8 people who's going to win per 100? And then there are games of fraternity like sport bet. Sport bet just give you like 4% of winning, meaning that you only got 96% of winning this thing. And then some gambling and are so well aligned in terms of mainstream advertising, but they only give you 2% chances of winning. I'm not talking about that one, otherwise I'll be killed. And then when you do these things, you have to understand that people who are seated in the throne, I call it throne, a board of gambling fraternity, they've opened up into a certain cult. They've served certain cult. They're worshipping an iron god. They're worshipping a god that has one eye. They don't give, they take. Let me repeat. They don't give, they take. We had a challenge in KwaZulu-Natal with Storm. They supported us with zero interest. Nothing. We don't have casinos in Durban. We got casinos.
Exactly, yes.
But nothing they've done.
They are back to back like retail shops.
Yes, nothing they've done. Because when you enter into that fraternity, we have to align yourself that, okay, these people that practice in certain altar, they wear black at night, and they drink red wine. It's lie that they drink blood. That's rubbish. They drink red wine. I know, and I'll tell you, the first person to introduce red wine, to substitute his blood, it was Yeshua HaMashiach. The rest of devil practitioners, they resorted to a red wine because they understand the potency of red wine. You don't understand these things now. You are too childish to understand. Red wine, it is so important. Most of the expensive celebration, it end up with the red wine. Your Valentine, it begins with the red wine. Your red wine, next time I'll tell you about the covenant behind it. Yeshua HaMashiach, he knew about the red wine. He could have used any wine, but he decided to use a red wine because he understood the matters of metaphysics. And then you to win a casino, it's a gambling fraternity, with just playing, it's not easy. You must wear a belt. You must wear something. We have introduced a belt that costs you like a 20,000 rand, a belt that you'll be using to counter-attack those spirits that are holding. Because there is a spirit of Dajjal that operate in all metaphysics. Even if you are playing Forex, spirit of Dajjal, it will still deceive you, because Dajjal means deceiver. It's a demon that deceives people from losing in anything that they play. That is why we are raised that belt for as little as 20,000 rand, so that when you play, those spirits will not fool you. There are people who says to me, Babu Dokotela, I was at the casino last night, I won 20,000 rand,
and
unfortunately, I don't know what, and then I played back again. There is a spirit of Dajjal that is watching you. When you win at the casino, you only played with 80 rand, you won 900 rand. Go. Just go. Make sure that you go, because you have acquired what you don't deserve.
More
Just
than
go.
100%.
Just go. And the spirit of Dajjal will trap you so that you will remain here. When you want to know more about Dajjal, just go to YouTube. Write Demon Dajjal. Dajwal. You see, the demon is so powerful. We have got less chances of winning once we are affected by that demon. But that is why we want people to wear that belt. It's for gambling, for people who gamble in cell phones, even Forex. Forex is not a factory. People, they think this is a factory. There are people who seated in the highest throne there who controls all these metaphysics. Even your WhatsApp, your Facebook, it says Meta. Once it says Meta, it means controlled by umkati. It's no longer yours, because you don't own a network. You own a phone and a SIM card. But the network itself,
Belong to
the
someone
app,
else.
is not belonging to you. It belongs to the metaphysics. Thank you very much. Babu Dokotela says, come with 20,000 rand, we'll give you that belt. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Babu Dokotela. In conclusion, I want to thank you on behalf of all the South Africans, in fact, the SADC region, for this information. It's mind-blowing, it's jaw-dropping, it's a powerful information that you cannot access from any university. We want to thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much, Dokotela.
Thank you very much, Siyabonga. And then next video, it's coming up. We have to be in French or in Swahili. Watch this space.
Thank you very much. Thank you,
Thank you very
Dokotela.
much.